Excuses are not harmless. They're not little reasons. They're not valid explanations. Excuses are lies. Lies you whisper to yourself so you can stay weak, stay small, stay safe. That's the truth no one wants to admit, because it hurts. But that pain is necessary. It's a wake-up call. Every time you say, "I don't have time," what you really mean is, it's not a priority. When you say, "I'm too tired," what you're really saying is, "I'm not willing to push." And when you say, "It's not the right time," what you actually mean is, "I'm afraid to start." These aren't reasons, these are walls, and you build them, brick by brick, thought by thought, excuse by excuse, until one day you look around and realize you're stuck inside a prison you built yourself. That's what excuses do. They don't protect you, they trap you. They give you a false sense of control, a way out, an escape hatch. But every time you use that hatch, you run away from your own strength. You dodge the discomfort, you avoid the growth, and that avoidance becomes a habit, a mindset, a way of life. You weren't born weak. You weren't born lazy. That was learned, conditioned, repeated, fed by every excuse you accepted instead of confronting. You have potential inside you that's dormant, not because it doesn't exist, but because you've chosen the easy road. You've chosen comfort over challenge, emotion over execution, excuses over action. But here's the raw truth. The world does not care about your excuses. It only cares about what you do. You can be right about why you didn't succeed and still lose. You can explain all day why you didn't follow through and still get crushed by someone who did. So it's time to call it out, loud, brutal, honest. Your excuses are lies. They're the enemy. They come dressed as comfort, but they steal your confidence. They speak like logic, but they poison your discipline. They pretend to care, but they sabotage your life. If you let them live, they will kill you. Drive slowly, quietly, permanently. You want change, you want growth, you want power, then kill the lie, kill the excuse. Stand in front of the mirror and own the truth. I didn't do it because I chose not to. That sentence right there is the hardest to say, but the most freeing, because once you accept that it was always in your hands, you take the power back. Stop letting weakness drive the wheel. Stop letting softness speak for you. Burn the excuses down, take full ownership, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. That's how warriors are built. That's how leaders are forged. And that's how your real strength finally gets unleashed. Discipline doesn't show up when it's convenient. It begins the moment your excuses end. That moment when the voice in your head says, "Just rest a little longer." And you say, "No. Get up." That's where it starts. Not in the perfect routine. Not in the perfect conditions. But in the decision to stop negotiating with weakness. Excuses are comfortable. They give you a back door. A reason not to show up, not to try, not to risk failure. Discipline slams that door shut. Discipline says, "I don't care how you feel. You do it anyway," because that's what separates the average from the elite. The average needs motivation. The elite operate with discipline every single day. You don't build discipline by waiting for the stars to align. You build it by getting up when it hurts, by pushing forward when your mind screams quit. Every rep you don't want to do, that's where discipline is born. Every late night, early morning, or moment you want to give up, that's the forge. That's the place where you kill your excuses and raise your standard. Discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about being relentless. You show up regardless. You execute regardless. You keep going regardless because you've made a choice, a real one. A choice to stop being a slave to your moods, your comfort, your distractions. You've chosen mission over mood, action over excuse. And here's the thing. Discipline doesn't feel good in the beginning. It's not supposed to. That's the test. But what it gives you in return, power, confidence, control. Every time you silence the excuse, you reinforce that you're the one in charge, not your laziness, not your fear. Excuses are reactive. They're built on feelings. Discipline is proactive. It's built on commitment. And if you're serious, really serious, about achieving something in this life, then you better get serious about eliminating the excuses. Every single one. Because every excuse you cling to is a piece of your potential you throw away. You want freedom, earn it. You want results, work for them. You want change, then be the kind of person who doesn't just talk about what they want. They build it, brick by brick, step by step, with discipline. No matter how small the action, if it's done consistently, it becomes who you are. That's how transformation happens, quietly, ruthlessly, without applause. You don't rise by chance. You rise by choice. And the moment that choice is backed by discipline, not motivation, not emotion, not luck, that's the moment everything changes. Because from that point on, you're not driven by circumstance, you're driven by will, and will, pure, raw, disciplined will, is unstoppable. Nobody cares why you didn't. Nobody cares about your reasons, your justifications, your excuses. What the world sees, what the world judges, is your result, or the lack of it. It doesn't want to hear your story, your hardships, your struggles. It only sees that you didn't show up, you didn't deliver, you didn't get the job done. This is a hard truth, but it's one you must accept if you want to grow, if you want to succeed, if you want to stop hiding behind convenient explanations. Because excuses are easy, they're comforting, they let you off the hook, but they don't change your reality, they don't improve your situation, they don't build your future, they only feed your stagnation. The world isn't obligated to understand your why. People aren't waiting to hear your story. They want results, they want progress, they want proof that you can overcome, that you can execute, that you can perform under pressure. You might have the best reason in the world, but if you didn't act, if you didn't deliver, it means nothing to anyone but you. It's not about being harsh or cold. It's about brutal honesty, because in the harshness there's clarity. If you want to win, if you want to be respected, you have to outwork, outperform, outlast. No one's going to hand you that respect because you had a bad day or something came up. Those things happen to everyone. Difference is how you respond. If you want to stand out, you have to show up, period. No exceptions, no explanations. You do the work, you face the pain, you push through the doubt. And you do it over and over again, because that's what separates the doers from the dreamers, the successful from stalled. People notice winners. They notice people who finish, who accomplish, who fight through adversity without whining. That's the language of success. That's the culture of achievement. Excuses, they're the language of failure. They build a barrier between you and what you want. They close doors. They lower your standards. So when you catch yourself making excuses, ask this: am I willing to accept the consequences of not showing up? Am I willing to let this be the reason I never move forward? If the answer is no, then stop talking and start doing, because action is the only thing that matters. Your results are your legacy, not your reasons, not your hardships, not your intentions, only your actions, only your outcomes. Own it. Take responsibility, because nobody cares why you didn't, only that you didn't. And if you want to change that, if you want to rewrite the story, the only way is through relentless execution. No more excuses, no more delays, no more waiting for the perfect moment. The moment is now. You either show up or you don't. Nobody cares why you didn't. The world only cares that you didn't, so make sure next time they see you did. Pain is temporary, it hits hard, it burns, it pushes you to your limits, but pain doesn't last forever. It's a moment, a passing storm. It tests you, challenges you, forces you to dig deep, and then it fades. That's the nature of pain. It's uncomfortable, but it's fleeting. Excuses, on the other hand, are permanent. They linger, they stick. They bury you in a cage of what-ifs and could-have-beens. Every excuse you make takes that temporary pain and twists it into a permanent scar on your life's progress. It traps you in the mindset that you can't move forward, that you're stuck, that your dreams are out of reach. When pain comes, it's natural to want to avoid it. We want comfort. We want ease. But comfort is the enemy of progress. When pain arrives, you have two choices. You can face it, push through it and grow stronger, or you can run from it, hide behind excuses, and shrink smaller. The pain will pass either way, but your choice determines if you come out stronger or weaker. Excuses are the safety net people use to avoid pain. They say, "It's too hard. I'm not ready. I can't handle it." Those words sound like protection, but they're actually chains. They stop you from testing your limits, from building resilience, from reaching your true potential. The pain of pushing through is tough, but the pain of regret and missed opportunity is far worse, and it lasts a lifetime. Every great achievement, every success story is built on embracing pain, not avoiding it. Pain is the price of progress. It's the signal that you're breaking through barriers. You feel it when you wake up early to train, when you stay late to work, when you say no to distractions. That pain is temporary, but it leads to permanent growth. Excuses, on the other hand, create a permanent barrier. They're the voice inside that says, I can't, I shouldn't, I won't. They freeze you in place. Every excuse you feed becomes a brick in a wall that separates you from the life you want. That wall becomes permanent if you never tear it down. You want to break free, then kill the excuses. Face the pain, because pain doesn't last. It's a storm that passes, but excuses, they're the chains you put on yourself. They make your potential permanent prison. When you push through pain, you build something no one can take away: strength, discipline, confidence. You prove to yourself that you're tougher than the pain, that you control your fate, that you are not a victim of circumstance. So the next time pain knocks on your door, don't answer with excuses. Don't open the gate for fear or doubt. Stand tall, endure, push forward, because pain is temporary, but the scars left by excuses, they never fade. Choose wisely. You want results, then get ruthless with yourself. That's the bottom line. Results don't come from half measures, from comfortable choices, or from soft excuses. Results come from relentless effort, brutal honesty, and an unshakable refusal to settle for less than your best. If you want to win, if you want to grow, if you want to break through every barrier holding you back, you have to be ruthless. And that ruthlessness starts with how you treat yourself. Being ruthless doesn't mean being cruel. It means holding yourself accountable beyond what feels easy or pleasant. It means looking in the mirror and calling yourself out without mercy. Did you give your best today? Did you push past the urge to quit? Did you keep your promises to yourself? If the answer is no, then get ruthless. Stop making excuses. Stop rationalizing. Stop settling. Too many people want success but want to keep their comfort too. That's a lie. Comfort and success don't live in the same house. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Comfort is the place where excuses are born. If you want results, you have to embrace discomfort. You have to chase pain. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, because that's where growth happens. Being ruthless means cutting out distractions. It means saying no to things that don't serve your mission, no to people who drain your energy, no to the habits that hold you back. It means prioritizing your time and your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. You have one shot, one life, one chance to become what you're meant to be. Don't waste it on nonsense. Ruthlessness with yourself also means building discipline. Discipline to wake up early, to grind when no one is watching, to push through fatigue, fear, and doubt. Discipline to do the hard work day after day, even when motivation fades, because motivation is temporary. Discipline is permanent. Discipline is the weapon that kills excuses and carves a path straight results. It means being honest about your weaknesses and attacking them relentlessly. You can't hide from your flaws if you want to grow. You have to face them head on with brutal honesty. What's holding you back? Laziness, fear, lack of focus. Identify it, then destroy it. Don't give yourself a break. Be relentless in your pursuit of improvement. And when you fail, and you will fail, being ruthless means not letting failure define you. It means learning from it, adjusting, and attacking harder. Failure is just feedback. It's data. It's not a stop sign. It's a call to arms. So get ruthless in your comeback. Get ruthless in your resolve. Get ruthless in your refusal to quit. Results are earned by those who refuse to settle, by those who stare at their weaknesses and say, not today, by those who push through pain and say, bring it on. If you want to be that person, you have to be ruthless with yourself. No more excuses, no more comfort zones, no more holding back. You want results, then show the world you're not here to play. You're here to dominate. And domination requires one thing above all else: ruthlessness. So get ruthless, get to work, and get your results. Excuses are comfort. They're the easy way out, the soft cushion you sink into when things get tough. When life demands more, when challenges push you beyond your limits, excuses whisper that you don't have to do it, that you can wait, that you can stop, that you can settle. They promise relief from pressure, relief from discomfort, relief from responsibility, and it feels good, at least for a moment. That's why excuses are so dangerous. They trade temporary comfort for long-term failure. But comfort isn't freedom. It's a trap, a cage disguised as safety. When you live in comfort, you shrink. You limit your potential. You settle for less than what you're capable of. You give your power away. Excuses lull you into a false sense of security, but deep down, they're stealing your freedom to grow, to improve, to become the person you were meant to be. Discipline, on the other hand, is freedom. It might seem strange at first. Discipline demands effort, sacrifice, and discomfort. It forces you to face your fears, push through pain, and say no to the easy way. But discipline is the path to true freedom. The freedom to control your life, your choices, and your future. When you build discipline, you build power over your own mind and actions. Discipline frees you from the chaos of impulsive decisions. It frees you from the endless cycle of procrastination and regret. It frees you from being a slave to your emotions, your laziness, or your fears. With discipline, you create structure, you create habits, you create momentum, and with momentum, nothing can stop you. The irony is that what feels like comfort in the moment, making excuses, avoiding challenges, is actually slavery. You become a prisoner of your own weakness. But discipline makes you master. It gives you control over your time, your goals, your life. Discipline is the only way to break free from the patterns that hold you back. Every successful person you admire has one thing in common: discipline. They didn't get where they are by making excuses. They got there by pushing themselves when no one was watching, by saying no to distractions, by committing to their goals even when it was hard. That commitment, that discipline gave them freedom, the freedom to live life on their own terms. So when you're tempted to make an excuse, remember this: it's not comfort you're choosing, it's bondage. It's giving up your power. And when you choose discipline instead, you're choosing freedom. The freedom to become unstoppable, to rise above, to conquer every challenge. Excuses are comfort, yes, but comfort is a lie. Discipline is the truth that sets you free. Choose discipline, choose freedom, choose to live a life without limits.